Let's get ready to rumble.
Here we go. Do not adjust your sets. Episode 122 of the Hibs Ramble. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Your original and best host is back for 1 week and 1 week only. And I am delighted to be joined by the curator of Hibernian football kits, the historian himself, Mr. Shaun Corrigan. Shaun, how the devil are you, my friend?
I am fantastic, and I think that trumps any, and I mean any, of Liam's introductions. So thank you very much. I have been MIA for quite some time. I know I was back, made a swift return mid-episode a few weeks ago, but life is busy at the minute. But you know what? I'm here.
Yes, we, at the moment, I don't think we could be at opposite ends of the busy scale, in all honesty. However, it is bearing fruit for both of us, I believe. So,
Hope so, mate.
On that note, obviously we were meant to record last week. We didn't just avoid it because Hibs finally lost a game after me going on and saying they don't know how to lose. Liam was at Sabrina Carpenter. Leave your own sort of comments and opinions on that if you want. And just different things been getting in the way for both me and Shaun, but Liam's unavailable tonight. He's playing the Doting Da. So it'll just be me and Shaun tonight. It'll be a nice easy one. We're not going to go too much into the game on Saturday or last Sunday because it's kind of time's past now. We're going into an international break. So we're just going to have a wee bit of a look back on certain things that have happened throughout the season, the run that we've been on, where we find ourselves, where we look to find ourselves for the next sort of 2-3 months for the rest of the season. And we've also got a very special quiz lined up because it's an anniversary today. It's a very special anniversary. It is Nathan Mariah Welsh's birthday. So happy birthday to Nathan Mariah Welsh.
I absolutely love him.
Not to go off on a tangent, but he reminds me of CG Egan Riley in terms of how quickly he kind of bought into the club. If you remember the way CG celebrated when we beat Hearts at Easter Road. Also, a very belated happy St Patrick's Day. Obviously, notably not mentioned by the club yesterday, which, given that the badge is a harp and we're in our 150th year,
Interesting take.
seems a bit of a strange. The profile pictures and everything's a harp, which is probably leading into what is probably going to feature prominently on next season's kits, I would assume. So yeah, interesting that they wouldn't acknowledge it in any way, shape or form. Although I did have a look, just curiosity got the better of me, and Celtic also didn't wish their support a happy St Patrick's Day on. Bear in mind, this is just on Twitter.
That one's interesting.
So I don't know if they were don't know if they were too shit-feared to do it in case folk went rage about Cherney spraying them with water.
I know this isn't the Celtic or the Rangers podcast, but that is fucking tremendous from Tierney, by the way. I'm a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid saying anything due to previous controversies I found myself regarding one or both halves of the old firm over certain things. But you know what? I was actually sitting thinking about this watching the game on Sunday, Shaun, right? I don't know if you watched it, but I love it when either of them lose to the other, especially away from home. I just think it's same when Celtic go to Ibrox and win at Ibrox. I just think it's hilarious. The generational boos that come down for the stands are something else. Anyway, Hibernian won, Kilmarnock won away at Rugby Park at the weekend. I went, Shaun, you didn't go. The pie that I sent in looked class. It was absolutely shit. I hate to say a Killie pie was shit. The lid wasn't even on it properly. The dough literally melted, like started squashing in my hands as soon as I picked it up. It was rotten, and that only went to sort of heighten my frustrations come full time. What is, again, we're not going to go into the game overall, but what's your, when you seen the final whistle, when you seen the sort of final score on Saturday, how did you feel, and see if we can kind of match our feelings? Because for me, it felt very reminiscent, and I'm not overreacting here, by the way, but it just felt reminiscent to the earlier part of the season where we were leading in games and very late on we couldn't see it out for one reason or another.
Well, first of all, before I kind of align my feelings with yours from the weekend's match, I had a kebab pie at Celtic Park the week before. It looked disgusting. They had imprinted some disgustingly engraved Celtic badge on it. It tasted fantastic, but it fell apart. So, very reminiscent of our first half of the season performances and very reminiscent of the weekend's performance, where we've not looked great. It's been great, and then we fell apart. So, yeah. Do you know what? I don't know if it's just because of the way that we have been brought up as Hibs fans. But regardless of an unbeaten run, and even if we have been playing great recently, which we've not, our performances haven't been great for a while, in my opinion. But we've done very well to not be beat. And in some matches, like the Dundee United one, come back and show great character. A few things have worked in our favour, and we went on to win the match. When that goal went in, it was just the only way I can probably describe it is like when you're playing FIFA and you're on the edge of your seat because you've went to get your game face on and you're wanting to perform, and then you then concede a goal and you just slump and fall off the chair in frustration, and you're just like, and the controller falls out your hand and you fall backwards and you're just, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, it's not even anger, it's not even like, it's just sheer annoyance and frustration. I think that's, unless I'm missing a game, I think that's 16 points that we've dropped now from winning positions this season. So even if we took half of them, we'd be in a much healthier position. Even if we took a third of them, we'd still be in a much healthier position than in third. And to an extent, we could be sitting here saying that we've got third wrapped up, but that's just not where we sit. So, yeah, it was a real frustration for me to see that more the nature of how we conceded the goal. Listen, we've done very well to get the goal that we did. Counter-attacking football at its best. Was I confident? Probably not, but again, that comes back to our nature of being Hibs fans. And what we've had to put up with kind of growing up. But yeah, I'm just not really surprised actually that we conceded, and it's no slight on the team because defensively for a number of weeks now they have been very, very good to an extent, and we've been able to grind out results. But it just comes back to the two times I've already said it. It's what we are used to, me and you, as Hibs fans. So I'm not surprised. The younger generation will probably be more annoyed than we would be, whereas we're just kind of like, all right, okay, of course that would happen. Why would it not happen? The most important thing is we didn't get beat, and it felt like a defeat, which says a lot. And I probably would have taken a point before the game. It's just annoying because I felt we were so dominant in the first half and we performed really well, to an extent, considering Rugby Park and Killie away. Yeah, just overall frustration, mate, more than anything else.
Well, if it cheers you up, I actually missed the goal.
So our one or their one?
Not their goal, our goal. So in my eyes, it was actually 1-0 to Kilmarnock. Because Kelly got awarded a corner down the far end. So I was like, right, I'm going for a push. Went away, he got to the bottom of the stairs, literally just about to unzip the jeans, and bang, I heard the roar. And I was selfishly praying it was offside or it was a penalty and I'd be able to get back up quickly and see it, but nah, 1-0 Hibs. So I seen the same view of the goal as you through the fucking 8-inch screen on my phone. In terms of the performance, for me, it's I don't know if you think the same, right? But I feel that the international break has came at the absolute perfect time for us. I think the run that we've been on has been and still is, what is that,
Yep.
14 league
Yep.
games unbeaten? We've went through a whole round of fixtures and we've beaten, I think maybe 7 wins, 7 draws.
I couldn't tell you
Don't know
the
what the actual, I
regardless,
don't
to
know what
go
the
through a whole
breakdown is,
round
but I
is
mean, when you look at
fantastic.
who we've beaten Aberdeen away, Dundee United away, Hearts away, 90th minute equaliser against Rangers, we've beaten Celtic at home. Teams that
Hearts at home
earlier
as
on in
well.
the season probably would have Hearts at
Yep.
home and Hearts away, beat Hearts twice too. So you can't, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a full, even sort of 70, 75 minute performance in there where you can say that we've been outstanding. I do think we are huffing and puffing a wee bit at the minute. I do think that the sort of back five as it stands as well has kind of shown its limitations, especially when Nicky Cadden's not available. You really don't appreciate what he brings to the team more from an offensive point of view when he's not in it. I mean, I don't, I really like Jordan Abita. He was a player of the year last season and the players' player of the year, but he just doesn't give you what Nicky Cadden does in terms of his delivery in the final third. So we were really lacking. I know he freshened it up with Junior Hoylett, who I thought looked pretty sharp. Kieran Bowie, another one who's maybe weirdly huffing and puffing because he's getting close to full fitness. So he's still trying to build up his minutes, but he's not quite there. Boyle's probably. So it just seems as if we're just kind of teetering. And like I say, that last minute equaliser probably weirdly as it sounds, might actually end up being a good thing going forward because it allows us to sort of get back into the mindset of we can't go back to where we were at the start of the season. But I do. There was a part of me on Saturday that did feel like the sort of the way we felt when we first started playing that back three and we were sort of really attacking, we were creating loads of chances, we were really fluid in our play going forward. It almost seems as if we're needing that to be charged up again a wee bit
No,
now.
I
So
completely
I
get
don't know
your
if
point. I
it's
think, like I said, the players, that'll felt like a defeat to them, which speaks volumes regardless of the opposition that we're up against. And you could be right in regards to it might just allow them to just kind of refine their senses a wee bit, just make sure the wheels aren't falling off, and just be like, right, okay, let's reset again. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. David Gray for months has been saying, let's just try and catch the team ahead of us. Well, now we're realistically not going to
yeah.
catch the team ahead of us. So the motivation now is to try and not look behind us and concentrate on the fixtures that are coming ahead, and again not get ahead of us. So it was mentioned a few times in my group chat that that could be the wheels falling off. That could be it. And automatically, as our generation of Hibs fans, the comments of right, how many weeks is it going to be until Hearts catch us is now a topic of discussion. And for me, that is still obviously a possibility. So time will tell. And I think, yeah, you're right. The international break has came at a fantastic time. I completely agree. Fuck knows where Ellie Yuan disappeared to again. Maybe he stubbed his toe at HTC. But hopefully, whatever's wrong with him, he can get back. It gives Kieran Bowie more time to get back. The players like Iredale and players like that, I guess, will get a well-deserved rest and maybe a couple of days off as well. So I think the players that have been performing really, really well needed that break. And you could see it at Celtic Park as well, never mind just the weekend, and the fact that Nicky Cadden then got injured as well. The fact that we now have that international break means that he's not missing 2, 3, 4 games. He's maybe only missing another one, if that, maybe 2 max. So yeah, good time I think, and hopefully DG can get us back.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, mate. And Gray's been, it's one of the things that sort of David Gray's been very, very, very consistent on throughout the season is that when it's going good, we don't get too high. when it's going bad, we don't get too low. But Saturday will probably just be a bit of a gut check for them, I think, because that was the sort of first game since St Mirren away where we didn't win. So still again another month where we just won in the league. And I suppose the fixtures, on paper before the split are a wee bit kinder to us than we probably could have expected. Obviously, Ibrox away, we don't know what to expect there because they've been notoriously shite at home domestically anyway. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare coming up against a team that they're expected to go and sort of be on the front foot and dominate. But the other two games, Dundee and St Johnstone at home, they're maximum points for me. That's almost a non-negotiable. But it'll be interesting to see where we come out of this sort of wee break. Obviously, delighted for Nectar Triantis to get his first senior call-up to Australia squad. I think very, very much deserved. He's been, and it's weird, he's one of the ones that you'd probably, like you said, about having a wee bit of a break. Guys like Iredale, he's one of the ones you maybe would have wanted to get a bit of a break. But hopefully the sort of buzz of going away with his national team will sort of, lift him up for when he comes back. But definitely deserves Shaun. He's been outstanding, and I've said it on Twitter a couple of times that Rodri actually hasn't been injured for Man City this season. He's just been wearing number 26 and playing for Hibs.
I would have liked Nectar to get a rest, but it is fully deserved. I'm annoyed that Iredale didn't get a call up. I don't know what the fuck that's all about, but from a selfish perspective, I think
holding out for Scotland, maybe.
Tierney's due another injury anyway, so he can probably go to left centre half. But yeah, there are a lot of players in that squad that will need this break. Rocky will obviously be away on international duty. I doubt he'll play. I don't think he really plays when he goes away, unless I happily be told otherwise.
I don't think he's actually had his debut cap yet. Again, probably talking shite, but I know he went to AFCON and sat on the bench the entire time.
But even players like that going away will obviously maybe take a lot out of them, but the place that those players will be in mentally will be a good place. So as long as they continue that and they bring that back and don't get injured or don't pick up anything, then it's fine. I think it's players like Kieran Bowie that it's good that they're not going to be involved in, and Iredale.
Mm-hmm. No, spot on, and hopefully we can get, I don't know, they'll probably arrange some sort of bounce game over the next week or so. It allows more time to get Alassane Mane settled in. Joe Newell coming back. We're actually, and hopefully, we don't know what the situation is with Ellie. 1 minute he's loving the club and he's celebrating every goal and he's clapping all four stands when he goes out to warm up. The next week he's nowhere to be seen. But he, along with Joe Newell, along with Alassane Mane, getting Nicky Cadden back, we're effectively going into the split with a full strength squad in all areas of the park. We've now got Ekpateta back at centre back. You've got Cadden and Miller sort of vying for that wing back position if Miller's not playing centre half. Abita's there. We've got a plethora of options in midfield. You've got the sort of ones that can interchange in behind the strikers with Hoylett, Rudy and Josh Campbell. And then you've got the strikers themselves with Ellie, Miko, Dwight Gale, Kieran Bowie, Martin Boyle. So, I'm going to throw this out to you based on where we sit in the league just now. Based on the fixtures we've got before the split, and I'm trying to work out how the split would actually go. I think we'd have Aberdeen, Dundee United, and Celtic at home.
I think
Rangers and Hearts would be away.
I think you're
believe
correct. I mean, technically Rangers should be at home, but it won't be because we're about to play them. But yeah, when you look at the other games,
we'll get one of those.
Hearts will be away. Dundee United will be at home. Celtic could end up being the one at Celtic Park, and we could actually end up having Rangers at home. And then Aberdeen will be away, Hearts will be away, and we'll have one of the Old Firm away.
Have we not had Aberdeen away twice this season?
The last game against Aberdeen was at home though, because it was a 2-0 victory.
Have we played them 3 times since we started that
So we
run?
beat them. Let me check.
Am I tripping? Because we drew 3-3 with them at Easter Road, which is where the run started
That was
with
the first time
Rocky's
we
sort of
played them.
fucking
The 3-0 was
butterfly
the first
effect
time we
goal,
played them. Because we played them. We played them twice in about
which was
3
it.
weeks.
Aye, because that
Yeah,
was a rearranged game. I
yeah.
think the
So it would.
midweek one.
So Aberdeen would be away.
So we'd be away to Pittodrie.
So
Aye, so we're
we'd only have Dundee
potentially in a
United
position where
and an Old Firm match at home, which
one
I think
of
would be
at
Rangers. So
home.
ideally,
So
you would be hoping that we'd be playing Celtic last, and they obviously wouldn't have anything to play for other than it being Flag Day. And again, you would rather you
take
would
that.
rather want, in my opinion, you would want Dundee United first. Yeah,
To try and get
yeah,
the 3 points,
exactly.
aye, for being at home. So based on that, so we've got 8 games left. Looking at that run that we've got, the 3 games before the split, would you consider it I'm going to be careful how I word this. Would you be disappointed as it stands right now if we didn't finish third, given how the season started
Oh yeah,
and where we
because
find
we're
ourselves
there
now?
now, and we're in the driving seat, and everyone, literally even the media are complimenting Hibs and how well we've been and how well David Gray's turned it round. Not only are we sitting third, but we've had the opportunity to extend our lead in third, and we've not taken it, which is a very Hibs thing to do. Aberdeen went on a 15 league non-winning streak, and they're only a point behind us. So I would be annoyed. I'd be very, very annoyed if we didn't end up finishing third. But it would be very Hibs of us to end up finishing sixth. So I'm not really here nor there at the minute with it. I think we, on our day, could beat everyone in that top 6, and I include Celtic in that. So,
Well, we've shown it. We have, other than
so
Rangers, we
yes, I
have
would
beaten them all.
be. I'd be very, very disappointed. In fact, disappointed is probably. I'd be very frustrated, and very, very similar to how I described losing the goal to Killie is how I would feel if we didn't finish, even in fourth, but especially third. Considering if Dundee United somehow managed to beat us to third, I could accept that more than Aberdeen, but only because of how bad Aberdeen's drop off was. If Aberdeen have the drop off that they have or have had, we have the upturn in form that we have, and they still finish above us, I'll be pissed off.
No, I can understand that. For once, though, it's actually exciting, getting to an exciting part of the season for us where I think we had it a couple of years ago under Lee Johnson where we had an outside chance of finishing fourth. But I didn't really count the COVID season because we were on the house and it was shite. But we could have a similar run into the Lennon season, first season back in the Premier League, where we go into the split. You've got. I mean, this will be the first time in I don't know how long. Somebody wants to fact check it, but if you were to think of a traditional top 6 clubs in Scotland, it would be Celtic, Rangers, Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, Dundee United. Very rare that top 6, if ever, come the split, has actually been in play. So, and we're all, usually you get a team in the top 6 that's maybe on, say, 41 points, and the next team above them's on 49. So they're playing for fuck all. Everybody, probably bar Rangers. Rangers are the only ones that will really have nothing to play for. Everybody else will have something to play for. And like I say, if we can take maximum points at our next 2 home fixtures, I know you just said that there was a chance for us to sort of extend our gap in third, and we didn't do it. On the flip side, a couple of weeks ago, we had the day where we beat Celtic, and every single result that could possibly have went against us that day also went against us that day. So we have got those, for once we actually got the luck ourselves and made our own luck a wee bit, rather than being the sort of, always the bridesmaid, never the bride type feeling. But it'll be an interesting end. I think we're looking forward to it. I actually quite enjoyed going to Rugby Park on Saturday. It was nice I couldn't believe it. Other than the cup games, that's the first away game I've done this season, which felt a bit strange looking back at the fixtures. But I've got a wee bit more free time on my hands just now, so I'll be able to commit to maybe a couple more before the end of the season as well.
That's what I can commit to at the minute.
Right, so what we've got today as well is the 18th of March is a very, very significant day, as we said at the start of the podcast, because it is the 18th anniversary, 18th anniversary of the original 5-1. Get it up, you Jeffries, Messrs Jeffries, Brown, and especially Gary Locke, a proper Hertzman. Probably the first cup final we had in our lifetime, Shaun, where we actually went in as favourites. The other ones are, well, the first... Oh no, sorry, because Livingston a few years before that.
Don't mention that.
Talking shite. But I was only, 11, 10, so I didn't quite grasp it as much. The run was, obviously the run to the final was sort of Mowbray left halfway through, John Collins comes in. What's your overriding memory of that day? I can't say that day in May, obviously, but that freezing cold, pissing rain, snowy, sunny, warm Sunday afternoon.
Am I right in thinking? Do you know what? I'll maybe wait in case this is part of your quiz.
Nah, just go for it. I'll tell you either way.
Am I right that before we played St Johnstone at Tyney, we didn't concede in any of the previous rounds? Is Mr. Hibs knowledge ball man? Could you confirm that?
The first goal we conceded was St Johnstone in the semi.
There was probably only 2 or 3 rounds before it, but
we came in at the second round, so we played 3 games. Right. We played 5 games in total.
My feelings. What do I remember? I remember. So in my group chat for years now, I've probably been known as the one that enjoys the limbs the most, or gets involved in limbs the most, which you probably wouldn't think, because I've never been pushed in my life, don't drink. Just there for vibes.
Are you talking our group chat or your own group chat?
I guess I'm known for that.
Because I think
as well, but
I think we're equal 25% shareholders in serious limbs.
I think that might have been where it started. So, or properly started, because one of the goals, I can't remember which one it was, I was losing my shit, and my mate turned around to me like, calm the fuck down, like, relax. I think that I must have been like the 4th or the 5th or something. So a very, very good day, very good night. I think I was 14 at the time, so probably wished it came maybe 3 or 4 years later, or I was 3 or 4 years older, to maybe appreciate it more, considering the scoreline and the performance and the team that we had. I absolutely adored that team, but I remember it being freezing. Yep. I remember having I think I went full Jack Ross and had 2 or 3 jackets on, a cap and everything. So yeah, very good day.
I'm ashamed to say I was 15, just about to turn 16, and I had the away top for that season, which was like the really dark bottle green one. So bearing in mind, 15, just about to turn 16, with Leachy 10 on the back of it.
I couldn't even tell you what I had. I had.
And also, if anybody has the DVD/video out there, I am on the first 6 or 7 seconds of it, walking in front of the camera, shouting, "Come on, Hibs!"
I think that's where my love for long sleeve football shirts started as well, because my first long sleeve Hibs shirt was that home one.
I had that away one long sleeved
over a hoodie, as you do when you're a young kid / early teens, so you've got your hoodie on, but you want to rep the shirt, so you got the shirt on, and then I think I had 2 jackets on over that as well. So, very good day. I remember going back to Easter Road. I remember it being a quick dash from Hampden all the way to Easter Road to try and squeeze in. I somehow squeezed in. I've got a sneaky feeling I was in the East. Don't know.
I was in the East
I
when we got
remember
back.
that,
I was
and I
in the
didn't
East.
really remember too much more than that. My memory's fucking terrible, to be honest. So, but aye, very good day. Very, very good day.
My overwhelming memory of that day is missing
Oh, wow.
Sunshine on Leith at
That's
the end.
disgusting.
Yeah, my granddad was very much one for don't care, the roads will be dead, let's go.
I've heard a lot about your
So,
granddad, and up
as
until now, I had a lot of respect for him. I don't think I have any respect for him now after that.
well, to say it like similar, when I phoned him, I tried to phone him, well, I might have tried to phone him for the pitch at Hampden, I can't
You can now.
deny
You can't
if I
get
was on the
prosecuted
pitch at
for it.
Hampden that
So
day. And he was up in like the bit where they've got the main stand with the second tier. He was up there, I couldn't get through to him. Spoke to him on the Sunday morning, and I was like, "Oh, we finally done it." And he was like, "Aye," like real deadpan. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to take Alfie to the parade. You coming?" He's like, "What for?" I seen them with the trophy yesterday. I was like, "Aye, I know, but Ken, this is like generation. Like this is completely generational. Like you even see it with." The only fans that can probably understand how we felt that day would have been Newcastle fans on Sunday.
one of my best
given
mates
it's
is a
been like
Newcastle fan, and he said the exact same thing. He's like, hopefully it's another 70 years till Newcastle win another trophy. Because fuck me, that's the only comparison he had was 2016, and he said it wasn't the same, but it was a very close second.
But I was like, this is a generational thing. And he would have been 78 at the time. 78. I was 25, just about to turn 25. Alfie was 5, about turning 6. Like, kind of, it's a generational thing. All the age gaps, and not one of us had seen it. And he said, it's still no 7-0 at Tynecastle, though, is it?
That's fair.
Literally nothing. And you can, folk will argue, like, oh, it's only worth 3 points in that. But he, even winning the cup didn't come above that for him. And he never bothered with. It was weird. He never bothered with like Sunshine on Leith, or even when Hibs scored, he would just sit. Hibs scored, right? Even if it's in a derby, last minute in a derby at Easter Road,
just taking it all in. Do you know what?
Just wouldn't move. The only time, right, and it's because it's on YouTube. When Sproul scores at Ibrox, is the only time I've seen him because there's a 13-year-old me jumping about, going mad, and that's where I discovered limbs. That in the cup game a few months later, and he's standing with his arms in the air like. That's the only time. That's genuinely the only time I can ever remember him
the whole
celebrating
7-0. I kind of get it. Could you imagine nowadays, if we went to Tiny and spanked them for 7? Like, could you imagine what that would be like, especially now with social media and that? So, to an extent,
I know.
114 years, I get
to that generation, it means. Aye, that Tumbles Tornadoes era. That was his. Like nobody came. That era and Joe Baker, anything else was secondary after that for him. But aye, that's my overriding memory of that day, is missing Sunshine on Leith and the elation I felt when our fourth went in. Like, goals 1, 2 and 3 were limbs. Goal 4 was just, fucking yes, we've actually won it. And then goal 5 was just point and laugh at the Kelly goalie. But aye, a great day for a lot of Hibs fans. Obviously, that was the first trophy since the team that would never die. I've been lucky enough that each decade I've been alive, Hibs have won a major trophy. I was 2 months old in 91 when we won the Skull Cup, 2007 and obviously 2016, so we're getting close to running out of time. But one thing I will say to you, Shaun, right, and one thing that puzzles me and really fucks with my perception of time is that between the time we won the CIS, right, to the time we won the Scottish Cup, the same amount of time has elapsed from us winning the Scottish till now. It's I toil to wrap my head around that. It doesn't. When I think back to 2007 to 2016,
Yeah.
that seemed like it took forever. Whereas 2016 to now seems almost like I can tell you near enough everything
Do
I
you think
done
that's
on the
because the
Scottish Cup
age
final
we
day.
were at the time when we won the CIS Cup, or do you think it's because of the nature of the win in 2016?
Probably a bit of both. I think because obviously we are sort of nostalgia merchants now, but we wouldn't have been nostalgia merchants back in the time period between 2007 and 2016. But I find it weird that that's actually the same amount of times elapsed. So hopefully, obviously, it won't be this year.
Technically, it could be this
But
calendar year, yep.
you're right. Well, this season, boo. Can't be this season, boo. But could be next season. So a memorable day for a lot of Hibs fans for many reasons. Like me and Shaun, the first time ever seeing Hibs lift a National Cup trophy. Any Hearts fans that have seen it, let us know. If you can, we'll send you like the stone and tablet and the chisel, and you can tell us your story, because that's one of the longest droughts now.
Do you know what's
Even
funny?
Newcastle have won a
When
League Cup
we won
since Hearts
the
last won
League
it.
Cup, it was all wee team, wee cup, big team, big cup. What Hearts fans would probably give to win that cup now is unreal.
Yeah. Aye. Well, given that, I mean, this is a different argument for another day, but when you talk about, we're the big team, we do this, we do that. In my lifetime, regardless of whether it's the Scottish or the league, we have won, in my lifetime, I've seen Hibs win the equal amount of trophies as Hearts. I've also seen Hibs win 2 fucking Division 1 championships, and Hearts have won 2 Division 1 championships, so we're completely even. I'm not going back to fucking 1890 and looking at results for a time where they never even used nets on the goals and they used fucking like pyjamas for strips. Like, just doesn't cut out with me. But anyway, CIS Cup final. I did have a quiz planned, expecting Liam here,
all ramblers.
but it's just you. And Shaun has agreed to still take it on, so we've got 6 questions in honour of the 6 goals that day.
Don't go anywhere, because it's
Reluctantly
ramble
agreed
quiz
to.
And we've got a bonus.
I don't remember much from the match, so I think I don't remember much, so we'll see.
Well, it's not so much from the match, Shaun, it's from the run. So, question 1. Hibs entered the CIS Cup in round 2. Who did we defeat to progress to the next round? Bonus if you can name the score and scorers.
Right, so it was Peterhead, and it was at home.
Yep.
And it was 4-0, I remember that.
Yep. Yep. So I'll give you one of the goals. One of the goals was an OG. You probably would never have got that. So, and there was 3 different scorers.
I'm going to just have to hedge my guess, my bets here. I will go. I'll go Fletcher and Benji. Right? Surely one of them scored.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I will go. I'll go Zamama. Mm-hmm.
So it was an OG. I've not got them in order, or it might have been in order because I took it down. So OG, Benji scored.
Bastard.
Scott Brown and Jamie McCluskey.
Sorry, my shock wasn't at Jamie McCluskey, although it probably should have been. My shock was at Scott Brown, because as soon as you said that, I remember it, because I remember when we played Peterhead. Was it this season or the season before? I remember putting a post up on the Instagram of Scott Brown celebrating his goal against Peterhead. So if I'd actually maybe thought about it, I probably could have got that one as well. But fair.
Yeah. Jamie McCluskey scored a penalty that day. Question 2. Not including the semi-final and the final, how many games did we play away from home in the run-up?
We played them all at home, so none. Because I went...
Correct. 4-0 against Peterhead, 6-0 against Gretna,
Yeah, the most
in the game against Hearts.
one-sided derby I've
How
ever
many
seen in my
goals?
life, and the only reason I know that is because I went to every game in that run apart. I don't actually think I was at St Johnstone. Yeah, I don't think I was at that game. I went to every one apart.
I wasn't at the Hearts game because I was playing in a snooker tournament and they wouldn't rearrange my fixture. Yeah, my granddad also didn't bother coming to watch me play snooker, even though he entered me into the competition. He went to Easter Road himself as well.
Still there for him.
How many goals did we score in total during the campaign?
In the whole campaign, including semi.
Yeah, so from second round to final,
Right,
how many
okay,
goals
so
did we
we've
score?
got 5 in the final. We've got 3 against St Johnstone. So that's 8. 1 against Hearts, so that's 9. 4 against Peterhead, so that's 13. That's right, that's my mathsy. That is correct.
Yep.
It wasn't 4-0 against Gretna. No, it wasn't.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. And the reason why I know that is because I have a memory locked away somewhere about making reference to beating Peterhead 4-0 when it went 4-0 against Gretna. So it either ended 5 or 6, and because if it went more than that, I would have then spoke about the 9-1 or 9-0 that we beat Montrose. I think that was
Montrose.
the seasons before.
Stephen Dobby scored a hat trick at
He did
Easter Road, I
least
think, that night.
I'll go 6. So what's that? So 6 and 4 is 10, 11, 16, 9. Is that 19 in total? Yeah, I'll go 19.
19,
Is it,
bang
am I
on.
right?
19, bang on. Yep, well done. I realised on the question before, I actually said it. I went 4-0 Peterhead, 6-0 Gretna.
I didn't hear the score. I just heard you say Gretna, and then as soon as you said Gretna, I was like, right, okay, maybe there's not a Gretna question in because you gave away that it was Gretna.
Who was the top goal scorer for Hibs during the campaign? I'll give you a potential trick question with that.
Right, so my mind automatically goes to Benji. I can't remember any of the scorers in the Gretna game.
Mm-hmm.
So if Benji scored against Peterhead, that's 1. Rob Jones scored against Hearts. Benji scored at least 1. David Murphy scored 1 against St Johnstone. Who scored the other one? Can't remember. So Benji scored against St Johnstone, so that's 2, and then he scored 2 in the final, so that's 4. Surely he scored in the Gretna game, unless some fucking non scored 3 or 4 in the Gretna game, like Stephen Fletcher or something. I'll go Benji. Although I don't actually think it is.
Benji with
1, 2, 3,
how many?
4. Do you know what? I'll say 6, and I'll just say he got a double against Gretna.
So it was actually Benji, correct, and Stephen Fletcher. Both of them scored 5. Aye. Who scored Kilmarnock's goal in the cup final?
I know for a fact I'm not going to get that because before we started recording, I assumed that one of the questions was going to be name as many of the starting 11 as possible, and I could only name 2 of the Kelly starting 11, and one of them was the goalie. So I'm not even going to. I have a sneaky feeling it was a centre half or someone that played at the back for them. I don't remember it being Stephen Naismith.
You're along the right lines.
I don't remember it being Stephen Naismith. You told me off air that Colin Nish played. I don't remember it being him. I remember Alan Combe being in goals because he was a Hibby. So I don't remember. And you confirmed that Gary Locke came on, meaning that if he came on, Kelly would have already scored by then, but maybe they hadn't. Maybe it was after he came on. So I don't know. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together and hoping that I'm close with at least saying it was a defender.
If it was a defender, if my memory serves me right, it was Locke that put the corner in for the goal, and it was Gordon Greer.
Never getting that.
that scored. Can you, following on for the last question, considering I just gave you one, can you name the goal scorers in chronological
assuming-
order? I'm not looking for the minutes. I'm just looking for the timeline
Including the
of
Kelly
who
goal.
scored.
Right, okay,
Yes,
cool. Well, I know it
including the
ended
Kelly
up
goal.
going 3-1 because I shit myself when Kelly scored, being a Hibs fan. Rob Jones scored in the snow in the first half, and we were 1-0 up at half time. I don't know if you want to confirm that or not. In my head, we were 1-0 up at half time, which would
Okay.
make sense because it was 3-1 in the other. Yeah, so, right. This is where it gets a bit techie. So Benji scored 2, Fletcher scored 2. And somehow Lewis Stevenson got man of the match. But fair enough. Fair enough. So Rob Jones scores first half. I'm sure it's from a David Murphy corner. Outswinger.
Correct.
Into the Rangers end at Hampden. 1-0 at half time. Now Benji and Fletcher then score. It then goes to 3-1, and then they both score again, but I don't remember, or do I remember, who came first? I'm going to...
So what are you going? So are you going Jones, Benji, Fletcher, Greer for the first goals until Kelly score?
Yes, I will. I will. I
Right.
don't know if I'm getting Benji's goals mixed up, but there's a goal where we kind of come out from our right side of the pitch, like our right back, and we kind of go across the pitch and work our way over, and then it comes to Benji. I don't know if that's Benji's first goal or his second one. I think it's his first one. So yeah, I'll go Jones, Benji, Fletcher, Greer. I know Fletcher got the last one, because that's the one where Alan Cole makes an absolute cunt of it, which would then mean Benji got the fourth and Fletcher got the fifth.
Yep, correct. So Jones, Benji, Fletcher, Greer, Benji,
am I
Fletcher.
right with the first Benji goal,
Well done.
or is that his second one?
The first one was like the first one. No, the first one I think was the right-footed one that took a wee bit of deflection.
It comes
His
from our
second
like
one
right
is-
back position, and then we work it all the
Yeah.
way. Aye, right, okay. So I was right. Okay.
And then because his second one was where he kind of fainted on the edge of the box a couple of times and then hit it with his left. Right, so the last one was going to be liar. So I was going to challenge you or Liam to say how many players could you name from a certain thing. So now we're just going to go see how many players you can name yourself. All right. So it's how many players can you name who across second round to final made it onto the park for at least a minute. So because obviously you're doing it yourself, Shaun, the number in total is 23. So we use 23 players in total. So if you think about it, you think about the squad that day and then try and fill it out for there. Although I will say Simon Brown was the sub goalie that day, but he didn't play during the rounds at all.
I'm glad you gave me that one because I probably would have counted him because I felt like that time at Hibs we kept chopping and changing between those two at points. So I probably would have said
he didn't
for them.
Yeah, Simon Brown didn't play. He was on the bench. He was on the bench a few times, but didn't play.
Can I get you to confirm one thing before I give you a number?
Yep.
And I just want to see if my time.
I've already told you the number.
I know, but I want to like. You've said 23. Do you not want to give me? Do you not want me to tell you how many I think I could get, or do you want me to just try and get the 23?
All right, aye. So
Right, okay.
go see how many you think you could
Question
get.
I have. I can't remember if he left in the summer or the January. And I was going to say this name, so you can include it or not include it if you want. Did Kevin Thompson leave in the January? So he would have then played.
He did, because he
he
left after John Collins got appointed.
He's one. Which by the nod of your head, I'm going to assume that's correct. Yeah. Right, okay.
Yeah, Kevin Thompson
Right,
is one of them.
I
Yeah.
think I could, based on the fact that Kevin Thompson's one, Jamie McCluskey's another, I think I could, I don't think I could give you more than, I think I could knock off 15 pretty comfy because
So, but that's based on the squad that day
yeah,
as well.
but that's what I'm basing it on because I had a poster of the 2007
Yeah.
them lifting the cup in my room at my mum and dad's for about 10, 10 years, almost 10 years. So I think I could pretty much name the whole squad, if not most of the squad that day, and then it's just a case of filling in the gaps, I think. Although I would
Okay.
have said Simon Brown. So I'll say, yeah, let's go with 15 and let me see what I can
Right.
come up with. So Andy McNeil was in goals that day. Stephen
Correct.
Whittaker was still playing for us, so he's another one. I'm fairly certain Kevin McCann played at
Correct.
some point because I loved him to bits. He was brilliant.
Correct. He came
Did
on
he?
in the
Right,
90th
okay.
minute.
You got Chris Hogg,
Yep.
Rob Jones, David Murphy. So that was our back line, obviously excluding Kevin. Ivan Sproul started,
Yep.
Boozy started, Scott Brown started. So that means Lewis
Yep.
Stevenson started, Fletcher started, and Benji started. So that I think that is the starting 11. Plus Kevin McCann. So that's
Just
so
try to
that's
keep
12
up
because
with the
I
ones that
could
you've
rattle
said.
that starting 11 off
Yeah.
piece of piss.
Aye.
Um,
Easy.
You've got Kevin McCann, so that's 12. You've got Jamie McCluskey, 13. Kevin Thompson.
You've not got the full starting 11.
Oh, I said 11 names there.
I don't know where I've missed one. I don't know what I missed, one I missed unless you said them, but you
Oh,
didn't
right.
get the full
I'll
starting
rattle it off
11.
again because I definitely did. So Andy McNeil was in goals. Whittaker right back. Hogg Jones.
Yep.
Murphy left back. Sproul, Boozy, Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Alright, so Boozy was the one I
Um,
didn't hear you say.
yeah.
Sorry, that's bar one. That's obviously sorry, bar two. Apart from the sub goalie, you've named the entire squad for
Right. I
that
know
day.
for a
You're
fact
missing
that he
two.
didn't get on, and I know for a fact he did play in the earlier round. Well, do I know for a fact he played in the earlier rounds? I know for a fact he was in the squad that day, Mikey Stewart, because his face was like fucking thunder in the picture of
Yep.
us lifting the trophy because he was raging he didn't get on, and that sticks with me because I used to look at it all the time. So he was
Yep. He
definitely in the
played.
squad. So I'm assuming he played in earlier rounds. Right, okay, so
Yep.
that's
He
11,
played.
12, 13. That is 15, fair enough. I know Zamama's another one, so there's 16 because I was fuming that he wasn't starting and that Lewis Stevenson was. Look how things turned out. So,
I know. Yeah. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left to get. So you've actually got 17. Well, I've gave you Jimmy McCluskey, so you've
yeah,
got off your
16.
own back 16.
Um,
So you've got 6 left to get. One from that day
oh, I've still got.
that got on.
Right, okay. Fucking hell. 2006, 2007. Who else was there? Right, I'm going to give you a name. I don't even know if he was still at the club at the time. Was Jonathan Bailey still at the club? Was he? He was gone.
No, I think he was. He might have still been there, but he was permanently injured after he made his debut in the Celtic game. Mind he fucked his
Can't remember.
was it his foot? I think it maybe his foot or his ankle.
Um,
But no, Jonathan Bailey's not one of them. He was in the
yeah.
previous CIS run back in 2002, 2003.
I was just thinking, hey, Jamie McCluskey's pals.
I wouldn't class. No, they're all pretty different. To be fair, there's not one that I think would lead you to another.
Did you say I'm missing 6
There was
or
one.
7?
You're missing 6. Missing 6, and there's one that played that day.
Right, let me try and work out who played that day then. Right, so
So you've named the starting 11. Obviously, you've done that.
So
it's-
I know Zamama came up. Yeah,
Kevin McCann was a sub that came on.
I know Zamama
Zamama
came on.
Came on.
I think he came on
Yep.
for Sproul. I could be wrong. If not, he maybe came on for Boozy. I don't know. Yeah, so he
No, I think he did come on for Sproul. Because Sproul pissed me off that day because he was wearing the white sleeves
Aye, there was
with
like
like
a
a
navy.
purple Under Armour.
Aye. So I
It
know
looked
Zamama
shocking.
came on. You've said Kevin McCann came on, so that must have been for Stephen Whittaker, which then
And the last one
Mikey
came on for
Stewart
Chris
didn't come
Hogg.
on, and he was a midfielder. So it was
Yep.
so it was either a striker that came on for a striker, or it was either a defender that came on.
Nope.
But then
Yep.
I don't remember any of the other. I don't remember Scott Brown going off. I don't remember Lewis Stevenson going off. I don't remember Fletcher or Boozy going off.
It was Chris Hogg that went off.
So it was a like for like replacement then, because we're not putting right. Okay. Aye.
Yeah, it was a centre half. So there was, out of the list that was there, by the time the final came around, I know for a fact 3 of them were still at the club because one of them played. The other 2, one might have left on loan. The other 2, I'm not 100% sure what their status was. But 3 of them were still at the club. 2 of them were injured. One got an incredibly bad injury, and the other one had a condition that came to affect him in later life that he got rectified at that point.
Wow.
Dean Shields is one of them.
06, 07. Fucking hell. Where was he in that squad?
He was getting something done with his eye, like the glass eye put in or something.
I was about to say,
he was on the pitch at the end
pictures.
though. Do you know what? It's going to pain me, right? Because you're not going to get it. But the player that came on in the cup final was Shelton Martis.
No, you're right. I would not have got that. Not a chance.
Zibby played in goals in the earlier rounds before Andy McNeil.
Probably should have got
John
Zibby.
Collins took over.
Probably should have got that.
In the early round against Peterhead, Jay Shields made an appearance.
Does that surely that does no? Because that's I was going to say surely that means Ross Chisholm played, but I think that's a year or two too early. No.
Yeah, Chisholm didn't play. The other one, who I think had probably left by that point, was Stephen Glass.
Oh,
he played in the early rounds.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And the final one was he'd done his Achilles up at Pittodrie. And he's now on some sort of register, I believe.
He's on a register. And he's a Hibs player.
Yeah. Former Hibs player on a register that you don't necessarily want to be on.
I don't think I'm going to get that either.
Chris
Is he
Killen
on a register?
Yeah, he got done for.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Aye. We'll just leave it at that. Aye.
Had he left for Celtic?
Yeah,
at that point? Oh right, okay.
No,
right,
that's when he'd done his Achilles up at Pittodrie. He was. Yeah, apparently done something to a lassie when she was sleeping.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
wow.
Yuck.
Right.
Not when he was at Hibs though.
No.
So not that makes it any better.
Well,
but, yeah, not while he was at Hibs.
I'm lucky annoyed.
Decent effort though.
I'm annoyed at Zabay because I literally mentioned 5 minutes ago that we're chopping and changing with our goalies. It's annoying because when you're doing something like this, you can't sit there in silence because obviously we're recording. But I think if I was to sit there for 5 or 10 minutes, I think I probably would have got Zabay because I would have had a thought. I think about the previous season, and I would have had a think about the season after it, and I probably would have been able to get. I don't think I would have got Shelton Martis though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Zibby was a well known to Inverness at that point. He might have been. I didn't go too far into it. I just looked through all the starting 11s. Although weirdly, when I was looking at the lineups for the Peterhead game, it had Zambernardi down as playing,
There's no
and
way.
I thought I was like, nah, that can't be right, because this was like 2006. But it said fucking San Bernardi. I was like, nah, fuck off. Went back. They've obviously meant Zamama, but they've just put in San Bernardi instead. So we'll finish up with the listener questions.
Now it's time to answer the Hibs Ramble listener questions.
As always, start with John McIntosh. Didn't deserve to win the game. Immo, need to kill these games off. And obviously, what's for dinner?
I had Thai green curry. It was delicious.
Nice.
And yeah, kind of what John's saying is kind of touching on what we spoke about right at the beginning of the episode. So, fair play. Not like John to get it wrong.
Yeah. I had the Golden Arches. Quarter pounder with cheese, 6 nuggets, chocolate milkshake. Thanking you very, very much.
Because you had...
I don't want to know.
You had the chance to get the Philly cheese stack and didn't get it. Huge.
Not for me, mate.
Fantastic.
Nah, not for me. We need the chicken Big Mac back. That's what we need. I'm not getting a McChicken sandwich playing and fucking about with sauces and different bits of bread and that. We just need them to bring it back. They've got the sauce, they've got the burgers, they've already got the chicken, just do it. Stephen says, yesterday's game stunk at the start of the season. Start of the season's games, getting a goal, not another, and clinging on for a draw, getting beat. I agree with the first part, but I don't necessarily agree with the second part. We weren't clinging on for a draw at all. We were in full control of the game, but just for whatever reason... we just couldn't get the goal to kill it off. We weren't under the cosh for them at all. It was a typical last 2-3 minutes of a game. Probably Gray maybe disrupted the flow with the changes a wee bit. But his game management's been really good since we said back in September, October that it was pretty shite. So yeah, we're not going to dwell on it too much. Rugby Park, even though Killy's sitting in 10th, still a good place to go, and like you said, Shaun, not get beaten. If you're not going to win the game, just make sure you didn't lose it. Gav Dick, first half was decent, but second half was terrible. Ultimately, we didn't really create any chances. Defensively looked strong up until the goal, and, oh, fuck me, sums up our season, that game. So not sums up our season, sums up ARE season, that game, our season.
Absolutely love that.
And Martin Hunter says, really disappointing, hate to single out guys, but have a really beat on the run up to their goal. What is he doing? In particular, the half-hearted attempt to cut out the cross. Contrast that with Iredale, who rarely lets a ball into the box. Not good enough. I think that's probably something I've noticed with Obita, actually. He's and I don't know if it's just something that I've picked up on from watching the overlap, because it's something Gary Neville mentioned not too long ago, is that rarely these days fullbacks don't tend to try and stop crosses getting in the box. Or is it just because of the way that football's played now? Like when he played, he would have been facing a left footer on his side, whereas these days wingers tend to, or offensive players tend to cut in. But we're not the doom and gloom ramble just yet. We've still got a lot to play for this season. Obviously disappointed to be out the cup, but it's annoying as well, just to touch on that a wee bit, when you see how rattled Celtic got when Rangers went after them. It does annoy me a wee bit that we didn't do anywhere near anything like that. But again, loath to criticise Gray, because the job that him, the coaching staff and the players have done since we were effectively relegated down and out and everybody was the worst ever, we've been on a good run. And also, a bit late now, but props to both Ian Gordon, won't get this very often on here, props to Ian Gordon and also the support in general. Ian Gordon stuck his neck on the line, said he wanted to pay for the tickets, the 7,000 tickets, and the Hibs fans repaid that faith by selling them out. So it's been a good few months. And another thing to sort of touch on before we go, good luck to the ladies on Sunday. They are playing in the Scottish Women's League Cup against Rangers, I think it is, at Fir Park. I know it's at Fir Park. I know that's at Fir Park. The ladies got a 1-0 win against Glasgow City at the weekend, last minute winner, putting them top of the league. Which, Shaun, I know we've not really covered the ladies too much on here, but from the outside looking in, to be sitting top of the league when they've went into their split with the finances that Rangers and Celtic and Glasgow City have got behind them is nothing short of phenomenal. So well done to Grant Scott and everybody involved in the women's team. Wish you all the very best of luck on Sunday. I know the record in the Cup pre-Rangers and Celtic taking it seriously was really, really good. So let's hope at least one Hibs team's bringing silverware back to Easter Road this season. So for us at the Ramble, all the best, ladies. Good luck.
Very, very well done. Hopefully they are able to bring it home. Absolutely no bias whatsoever, but especially good luck to Ellis Notley and Kirsty Morrison. So without any bias of coaching them before and knowing them personally. So, but generally, yeah, very, very good luck to the ladies. What they've done this season to be where they are is fantastic. Reminiscent of old Hibs ladies, which has been a long time coming. So it just goes to show what a strong groupie women, girls can do, regardless of other things that go on. So very, very well done. And it's good to see that the right people are in charge and doing the right things.
Yeah, I think Grant Scott was there obviously when they were successful in the past. Joelle Murray's obviously no longer playing, but she's part of the coaching staff. I don't know a lot about it, but in terms of the people involved helping run the ladies team behind the scenes are really, really good people, and they are sort of hearts in the right place, especially with, like we say, trying to compete with, it's became like the men's game where you're trying to compete with two teams that can just blow you out the water financially. So, well done to the ladies. Good luck on Sunday. Let's hope we can end the season with one Hibs team lifting some silverware. Could be a double for them as well. You never know. Keep going the way they're going in the league. There'll be a league title to celebrate come the end of the season. But we'll wrap it up there, Mr. Corrigan. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, get us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're at the Hibs Ramble. Liam's very active on TikTok as well. This new software that we use that allows just like clips to be put up, and also it's quite good with the subtitles as well.
Yeah, somehow I was able to understand Liam, so does a good job.
Right, yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for listening. Don't know what schedule will be like next week. Obviously, it's internationals. Good luck to Scotland at the weekend against Greece. And thanks for listening. We'll see you again soon.
Let's get ready to rumble.